spawning at the top right corner of the map, playing as our blue Protoss and playing for the team of a Freak of Freaks. Make some noise for Trap.
And his opponent down here in the bottom, Micro Jackson himself. He is the Shopify Rebellions Byun. That's what Byun needs. He needs your negativity to get back into shape. Well, I think it's already a negative because he's got negative amount of production in his base. He literally has +1 out on the map right now. And this is going to be pretty nice because it goes into a fast factory behind it. So this is really going to throw Trap off.
Yeah, he is going to go ahead and dive in here into the main base and see... Oh, no barracks? Where is your barracks? Are you hiding it? Going to go ahead and scout the outskirts of his base. But only finds 0 barracks and 2 gases. So he knows something is up out on the field.
Indeed, indeed. He is going to just instantly throw down an extra zealot for the defense as well. So already just changing things up just slightly to make sure that he doesn't really take any early game damage here. And funnily enough, when we're talking about these two guys, Byun is behind in terms of the overall win rate for his series. He's currently 12 wins to 9 losses. So I think this is kind of why he's trying these mind games very early on. And already it's doing pretty well since he's got 3 workers dead in the water. One of them actually on the other side of the map, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, this is huge.
Ooh, actually does get a nice little surround there, but does lose 4 probes. And I'm sure he probably wanted to lose a little bit less than that.
Yeah, I mean, already that's some good damage, and Trap going to be following it up with a little bit of a counter push. Probably thinking that there's not going to be too much at home. I mean, he's semi-right. It's pretty much just a Widow Mine coming out for the defense, as well as trying to get that start poured up, trying to get that natural base going. I don't know. Trap has a little bit of room to play around with. Just got to be careful not to get hit by that Widow Mine.
You know, he could. I think he can actually send the zealot and sack it, and then go for the harassment with the soccer. But it looks like he is going to turn back for the time being, and actually going to transition to a Twilight Council.
Ooh, that's pretty nice. You know, because there's a couple ways he can go with it. If he's being really cheeky, he could always go for DTs. But alas, this is going to be a standard Protossery. And he's going to go for Blink. Byun's Reapers, they don't really like Protoss this game.
Yeah, he keeps getting like blocked or surrounded. Those Reapers really, I mean, they have, the first one paid for itself. The second one, not so much. But Byun, you know, he always follows up aggression with another aggression. And that's exactly what he's doing. Going to go for a 3 Widowmine drop. And we'll see if Trap can respond in time.
He does have the Stalkers, but they're not really in position near that natural. It looks like, though, Byun is reversing his course. Oh, he's going to try and put one at the... I thought he was going to try and put one on the ramp. That would have been really cool. Oh, the probe just barely going to save its companions. But this also serves another purpose here. This is more scouting information. Oh my goodness, this is... Byun, his reconnect is great, and he will get a couple of extra kills. But now he's... But now, even with that little bit of damage, he's seen the Twilight Council. He's seen the Blink, and he's seen those extra gateways, which are telling him one big thing. Incoming attack.
Yep, and he is going to go ahead and start preparing, placing the Widowmine on that cliff area, so that if Trap does blink, he is going to go ahead and get Widowmine hit, and going to throw that bunker as well, while sending the Raven to go for the back door, and he can go ahead and throw auto turret in the natural while dropping the Widowmines into the main base, because he does still have those 2 Widowmines from that initial drop.
Yeah, just having that little bit of pressure in the backfield, keeping Trap honest. As we do have another little bit of a Raven going to be coming on in. Kind of interested that Trap really doesn't have a lot of fighting units to his name. He's only got those 6 Stalkers. And he's really delaying his third base by quite a long time. Usually as a Protoss player, around this time, you'd probably start mining off your third. There's nothing to be seen. He's just going straight up into Colossi.
Yeah, gonna be a bit more safer, it seems like. And, oh my god!
Oh. Less safe. You are never safe.
And that is going to hurt even more because, as you mentioned, you know, no third base to make up those probes. You know, the part of delaying that third base and going for the Colossus tech is to, you know, get a bit more extra units to defend. But if you're going to lose more probes after that still, you're going to get, you know, even more behind. So, yeah, great start here for Byun.
And now you can kind of see Trap is... Again, I don't want to use the word desperate, but he is really itching to get some counter damage in because he is down double the army supply right now. Byun has 2 siege tanks available to him, and he is ready for this little contain. It's really looking bad for Trap at the moment. Also,
Yeah.
Reluctant Recluse, go ahead.
And he still has yet to make that third base as he's trying to pump out those Colossus. But yeah, as the time goes by, I mean, Byun's going to have his... I mean, he has his dirt CC up, or at least made before Trap has his. But finally, he does throw it down.
Yeah, finally. He finally has the money for it. You know, he's been saving up all year. It's his Christmas present to himself. Unfortunately, Byun... You know, he's a little bit of a Grinch, a mean one, slimery, slippery eel, as these Widow Mines are going to slip their way into the natural and the main. Even going to get a Stalker as the main force, just kind of trying to get into those Colossus. But, you know, to Trap's credit, even though he's down quite a bit of supply, he is going to have charge relatively soon, so having some Zealots is going to help out. But now the siege tanks are up. Oh my goodness. There you go. And it looks like this time the shenanigans are going to be waiting for a little bit later as that barracks actually is built in the right spot this time. And Trap is just looking to kind of close down any Reaper entrance by blocking off that ramp. That's actually a really interesting location for the ramp. It's really difficult to kind of shut down very easily.
Yeah, I don't think that's actually a full wall, is it? I don't think it can block Reapers. I mean, it can slow it down, but I feel like it can still jump in, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
It looks like the SCV is just getting a little bit of pokey poke. As we do have the Reaper going to be coming out and actually going to be able to kill off that probe that is just being really annoying here. And you know what? I was thinking about it in the last game. Thinking about these two players. Trap is known to kind of be the aggressive Protoss player of his own. So just kind of seeing him not really be able to get that aggression going in the last game was super interesting to see.
Yeah. It's kind of, sometimes I feel like Byun's aggression is a little bit of a double-edged sword, where it could work for him some games, but it could also not. I feel like because he kind of really plays that similar style, which he should, by the way. This game does really kind of favor the more aggressive players, but sometimes he just kind of overdoes it a little bit, and I feel like he gets himself in a situation where he kind of throws away too much army, and that kind of bites him in the butt. But Oh, actually,
Indeed.
looks like it is a full wall. Okay, good to know.
Hey. Great, but unfortunately, Byun still gets the scout, sees that it's Blink. Now he does want to get a little bit of confirmation as to if there's a robo facility on the field. Just because if you don't see the robo facility, then the Blink is a little bit more defensive. But look at that, Trap drops down the robo facility right on cue.
Yep. Now you do see, of course, some Protosses open up with a sentry early game to not only get the hallucination scout for on their side to kind of delay the robotics facility, but also to provide high ground vision for those stalkers to blink up to.
Indeed, and this is pretty aggressive out of Trap. We see those stalkers moving on out, and how much DPS or how much AoE actually does Byun have right now? Looks like the answer is zilch because he's trying to go for the Widowmine drop. So he's really got to start tank production pretty soon. Otherwise, he's going to get overwhelmed by the gateway, by the 4-gate here from Trap.
Yep, that War Prism as well being made for additional reinforcements. And as you can see, no dirt base, so this is going to be somewhat committed. Now, it's not going to be like super all-in, where it's like 7-gate blink or something like that, but it is going to hit kind of decently hard. And Byun does scout it a little bit, because he, of course, scouted the tech as well as sees these stalkers moving out with that medevac. And here we go.
Oh no, Stim is under fire, but Trap not going to focus fire it down. There is no siege tank like we said, so that is a quick deny. The Widowmine does manage to go off on the other side of the map, but he's taking quite a bit of damage here on his army, as the SCVs do have to get pulled. Even just going to warp in a bunch of zealots to buffer. This really actually isn't getting as much done as I was expecting. And now with the siege tank, I think Byun should be able to clean this up eventually.
Yeah, there was a moment in time where it looked like it was going to snowball, right? But the tank really kind of provided the rock underneath the bridge to hold up Byun right now, as he is going to get his second tank out, which will help refortify this defense. And all in all, what could have been a worse situation turns out decently alright, especially since he got 11 probes with that Widowmine drop.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the saving grace. He's killed off 21 total, by the way. He got an additional 9.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Trap is actually down to only 33 workers. Byun is a little bit supply block right now, so he's got to be careful. Win behind Dark Shrine.
Yep, I was going to ask you, what do you do when you're behind, Passer?
Oh, I cry and rage quit, but that's not important right now. Look what you did to these poor children. Guys, it's a joke. But what's not a joke is this attack. Trap gonna blink his way in, gets a couple of quick kills. Gonna try and get a couple of pickoffs here, but does lose one of those stalkers. I don't think these guys know that I'm the mod that's playing with them right now.
Oh my god, is this thing gonna get shut down again?
Yeah, we're gonna get canceled by Twitch. Just like Trap is getting a little bit canceled here. Now, the biggest saving grace for Trap is that Byun can't really move across the map efficiently because his stim is nowhere near complete because it got canceled. They're gonna lose the medevac as well.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Okay. So really, Trap, being that he was behind, he really needs these like small little wins to start getting himself back into this game here. Still not quite enough yet, but maybe these DTs can be the difference maker.
Hey, they did get a nice drag on that Widowmine. Gets a little bit more damage on the siege tank. There is no medevac here. Scan a little bit late, so he loses quite a few of those Marines. No Viking either, so that's just going to hang on out back there, and that is really dicey for Byun because anytime he moves out, that can come right back in. Actually, never mind, he recalls it.
Alright, looks like the stem is about to finish for Byun, so if he wants to, he can possibly go across the map, but he is definitely going to need to save some energy for these DTs because he does not have a Raven out on the field for detection. Or he can just like sit back and just kind of build his economic lead. I mean, as Artosis once said, when you're ahead, get more ahead. And he is definitely ahead on the economic front. So might as well go ahead and, you know, get more ahead on that front as well.
Gotta be careful though, because Byun does have the bigger army. These Archons are gonna be good to soak up a lot of that damage, but you can't really afford to lose them too much here. Immortals do get dropped on the high ground as the Widowmines do go off on one of those Archons. And Trap, kind of overstaying his welcome just a little bit, is going to start to get pushed back as the Immortals are trying to shoo away. This is quite a dicey fight, but I think Byun just has way too much army, and he's going to be pushing on through. Trap down below 100 supply. The reinforcements just not in time.
Yeah, Byun was fighting with that +1 upgrade lead, and that really kind of helped serve him, as well as, you know, of course, the defender's advantage. But Byun, I mean, Trap didn't have like the really the greatest army, so kind of questionable to attack. But I guess he wanted to end the game there. But Byun's gonna go ahead and actually he's gonna turn around.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice. You can't really afford to lose your economy anymore now that he's actually equalized with Trap. But, Byun, the man who makes people eat their hats, sorry. But, you know, the thing is, because he did delay the push, even though his opponent will have Archons, will have Immortals, he's going to have Ghosts. And if you gave me either every single Protoss unit in existence or 3 Ghosty Boys, I'm going to pick the Ghosts every single time.
Yeah, I mean, those Ghosts are... They do pack a punch for sure. Those EMPs and those snipes are quite deadly. And there we go. EMP on that Immortal there. Shield battery overcharge does get activated, but is it going to be enough?
Yeah, the force field's doing what they can. A hot pickup out of Byun, going to save a lot of these units, but he's lost his siege tanks, so he is going to back off for the meantime. Trap holds on, but at what cost, Snoopy?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the units lost tab here. As you can see, a little bit more resources lost for our blue Protoss. But all in all, pretty even in the middle front. Bit more gas loss for Trap, of course. But yeah, a great defense there with that last hold, and now he lives another day for another battle, and gonna go ahead and start attacking. I would like to see him wait for that +2 weapons to finish before attacking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially since Byun is right now on 1-1 upgrade.
Yeah, especially since the army only just now finished. Does he have any detection, though, is the big question. As he moves up the ramp, EMP is going to blanket these Archons in the front, but they are still going to get quite a bit of splash. Unfortunately, though, they are just too weak once they lose their shields. And in the backfield, they will go down. GG is called. And once again, Byun is looking for the sweep. I just love this, you know, especially since Trap isn't making any effort to wall off because it's pretty much impossible at that position. We saw what happened with he had that early Reaper last time. He was able to just get that quick and painless 4 kills, which just really snowballed for him in that first game. Now Trap is going to respect this. He's getting the Zealot once again and going to go for the Cybernetics Core before expanding. but I mean, there's not really too much you can do without a shield battery early on.
Yeah, he's gonna have to chrono boost out, or at least make a zealot to help tank up front. But you know what? I would have loved for Byun to just like lift up that barracks, make a or land into the main base and make like maybe a tech lab or a marauder push. But I mean, that would have been
lovely.
the dream.
Yeah, I've seen like this really fun one where you get the tech lab, a marauder push, like you were saying, and then you just do exactly, or excuse me, you just drop the factory down, so you just instantly get cyclones in your opponent's main base and start sniping pylons.
Aww.
It doesn't work, but it's so funny to see.
That would be nasty.
I got scared when I saw the cleaning bot because I thought it was going to scout Byun's proxy somehow. You know what? That would be absolutely hilarious if the creeps on the map could actually see stuff. Like you could mind control them.
Yep, but you know what? That cleaning bot is kind of pretty expensive to buy to bring into your side to get that vision. Even with the Black Friday deals, it still costs a lot of money. So unfortunately for Trap, can't afford it.
Times have been tough for Wally since the movie royalties dried up.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of Wally, I feel like after that really successful first movie, like they should have really made a sequel to it, right?
And you can't really make a good sequel to that. It just, you know, sequels suck most of the time. Plus, they're probably going to give... Didn't they give him a Disney Plus series?
Oh, yeah. I feel like I've heard about like a Wall-E, maybe Disney Plus short.
Yeah, because Baymax just came out with one, and it looks terrible, but so funny.
Right.
But I think everything is just going straight to Disney Plus these days. Just like these Reapers, they couldn't get into Disney Plus, so they tried to sneak into Hulu. Unfortunately, the gates are guarded pretty well. And yeah, Trap is just doing a really good job of hiding the fact that he has these Phoenix count that he's building up. He's not overextending with them, so he's just going to go up to about maybe 4 to 5, and then go straight into Colossus production behind it. Now, this is going to be really dicey for Byun if he decides to go for anything more than a committed push.
Yeah, don't want to be caught out with Phoenixes as... Oh, actually... Wait, is he making a... Yeah, he's making a Viking, but I think it's just a safety Viking. Okay, so yeah, these Phoenixes can really help with these Widowmines and Widowmine drops. And looks like these Reapers will go ahead and meet their demise as these Phoenixes lift them up off the ground, sweep them off their feet.
Now they have been revealed, so you can see instantly the NG Bay going on down. What does Byun really have right now? He's not making siege tanks. He's not pumping out really a whole lot other than these Marines, as he's kind of just getting powered up, and we still don't see a third base, so we need to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I think Byun is looking to go for maybe a timing attack, because he does got the 3 racks, got the stim and the combat shield, the researching. And the one thing about Phoenix is, when the Protoss are making them, is that they're not going to have a lot on the ground to defend. So if you can kind of catch the Protoss off guard, then you can maybe stim and take out their dirt really forcefully. However, Trap, being on top of it, has a really great vision on the map. You can see his, he has like spotter pylons. He's got a zealot out in the front, even observers here. The Phoenixes can also kind of scout on the outskirts of the map, on the sides. So yeah, he's really kind of keeping on top of any potential drops incoming that Byun can potentially do.
I'm going to go down just to get rid of any observers hanging out with his army. It looks like Trap himself is getting ready to go. He's already got 2 Colossi out on the field. Actually, he doesn't have any. I can't count, apparently. But we do see Byun getting ready for the drop play. Those Phoenix, though, they're in the perfect position to find this.
It looks like Byun is going to get a little bit lucky here as the Phoenixes fly back to home. I was getting a little scared here for that medevac.
Yeah, but you know, there's still a lot of ground to cover. It's like, I don't want to make a war reference, but it's like Vietnam. You know, they're in the trees, man, and it's a long way to go. But Byun just going to decide to go for the big-time push to kind of hide the fact that he's got those Widow Mines ready to go. And the Phoenix do find this. They're going to start wailing away on those medevacs. But that means they are out of position for this. Oh, but the boost is over. Is Trap going to get all 4 of them? He does.
Oh, he does, yeah. Now, that
Okay,
spotter
so
pylon
good
for Trap really helped out with that one. And now Trap going to be able to kind of split his units nicely to defend these pushes. So Byun not quite finding that opening that he wanted to.
Yeah, notice like his third base still isn't done, so Trap has just had a lot of that income advantage in his favor. The one Phoenix on the map that isn't real is going to get taken down. But now we see this big gateway explosion, 4 additional gates, a Templar archives, more Phoenix, more Colossus, upgrades all over the place. Trap is looking to go to the late game in style.
Yeah.
And Byun he just doesn't have a lot here to help him out.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to transition to Ghost, knowing that he's probably going to add in maybe some Archons or something after. Because, of course, after the Phoenixes, you know, Protoss tend to go to Colossus, and then after the Colossus, they tend to go into either Disruptors or into High Templars / Archons. But not only does the Ghost can help out against the Archons or High Templars, they can also EMP the Phoenixes, so they can't really lift the tanks, or, you know, they get weakened. So looks like Byun is going to go that route. But I gotta admit, man, that Trap army is looking pretty scary.
Oh yeah, like even though Byun has just a couple more units, that getting taken down is always a big deal. And now Trap has pretty much full map control just because, you know, Byun, after he saw the Phoenix, he's just been completely passive in this game, staying back, hasn't tried anything crazy.
Yeah, with Phoenixes out in the map, man, it gets really difficult for the Terran to get any harassment done. But here we go. Trap is playing no more games. He is going to go ahead and dive right on top of it. All the tanks get cleaned up.
Oh. Sorry, but the...
Oh, go ahead.
Now the Colossus are going to go down. The last one is getting target fired. That actually went so well for Byun. And now with double the army supply, he is probably going to be looking to push out.
Yeah, and color me surprised. I actually thought Trap was looking pretty good in the start of the fight, but somehow, some way, with maybe the SCV addition, really Byun turned that around somehow. And all of a sudden, he is back right into it. Still anyone's game, I would say, but Byun does have a really decent, solid army supply lead right now, and can potentially take this game for another 3-0. Man, if he can win another 3-0 series, he's gonna probably put himself in a great position to finish #1 in this round robin.
Looking for the killing blow before Trap can really build back up. Now the Phoenix just trying to get vision for this last Colossus. He needs to defend on the high ground. He cannot afford to waste a second. But Byun's going to take advantage of that. He's just going to try and attack from multiple locations as Trap is moving his way into the third.
Oh boy, these poor SCVs.
Okay, so actually not too many here. 5 going to go down. It looks like Byun is kind of just relying on the mules more so for that economy. But
Yeah.
yeah, on the other side of things, you know, Byun, he is down 1 attack upgrade, but there are still no armor for Trap.
Yeah, he's going like more offensive. It seems like. Might want to do him. Might do him some good to add maybe another fort, but anyhow, it looks like he is going to go ahead and start getting on top of Byun's army. Will force him back. Now, luckily, the Phoenix count has been dwindled to 1 only, so can't really chase those medevacs. So Byun should be able to go home freely. But oh, it looks like he's setting up a nice sweet surround here.
Oh no. Yeah, getting right on top of the Colossus. One is going to fall immediately. The second one to follow. The third one does manage to get away behind an Archon. Byun getting fully surrounded on one side. So one flank has gone down. The second one has fallen as well. And that's just barely enough. Trap gets the tap out, and he comes back for game number 4.
Macrocosm SC2 in the live chat asking, I don't get who plays these or how or when they qualify. So basically it's an invitational. It's a 4-player invitational, and the 4 players play in the round robin. All series are in the best of 5, and then whoever, of course, finishes with the best score will, of course, head home at first place with the bulk of the prize pool. But yeah, basically it's just a 4-player invitational. There is no like qualifying event for these.
It's basically who we can anyone we can get, and usually it's Byun. Like if you saw half of our events, like I think half of them do include Byun because he just plays in so many tournaments. As for who does the invites, I think it's either Into the Inu or our boss, Sushi. I don't know who does it, but I'm glad that they put in the work to bring these kind of awesome events. It gives the players a chance to kind of show off their skills a little bit more, put a little money in their coffer, and just gives them, you know, a little bit of fun times. As that factory's still not being built. Byun?
Uh-oh.
Byun, please.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he's like microing, like busy focusing microing on this flight, and that is going to cost him.
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that's going to slow him down quite heavily here. Trap, it looks like he's going to go for Phoenix again, so that's going to help out a little bit in terms of getting back into it, but that was bad. Like,
yeah.
Bad.
Now, if this was like maybe Platinum League, it wouldn't be as bad, but in the pro scene, every little like minute thing does kind of, matter to an extent, and that little bit of delay does kind of add up in the end.
Indeed, especially when you do need something to deal with the Oracle coming across as Trap as well, just being a little bit pokey with his stabby boy here, the Zealot. And we're going to send a couple of Adepts across, so Byun really needs to get this bunker up, but it is almost certainly not going to be in time, I don't think. Maybe if Trap delays a little bit waiting for the Oracle, it might go up. But the Cyclone should be finishing. The Adepts trying to get on top of this. Don't get the SCV though, so that will finish. And Byun, he needs to enter the bunker. There we go. Okay, not too bad.
Yeah, that actually looked a little scary for a period of time. But those manages to get that bunker up, and Byun will be able to at least nullify some of the damage, the potential damage of the Oracle and Adept harass.
And behind this, we do have Trap getting ready for a little bit more poison, as we do have a blink coming on down. No robo facility this time though, so while those stalkers will be out on the map, I don't think he's going to be like 100% aggressive with them. I think he's just going to look to put on some pressure and go for a bit of a soft contain while getting some decent pickoffs.
Yeah, there's no like War Prism or Proxy Gateway, so it doesn't look like it's going to be quite as committed. Although the Oracle does provide the high ground vision, so if he does want to, he can kind of send like these 4 Stalker hit squad and go blink into the main and just like snipe SCVs and just sack them. That's a potential option. But he can just kind of also sit back and just have his Oracle revelate the Byun's army and just kind of keep tab on what Byun is up to here.
Yeah, looks like he's gonna reinforce just a little bit. Fun thing to note, there actually isn't that much here. You saying there was no proxy gateway. Now it's your time for the caster curse as he is building one down. Trap's gonna look to close this out. There's no AoE for Byun. He doesn't have that many Marauders either.
Yeah, it looks like Trap is smelling blood in the waters. Gonna go ahead and go strike it. Blink is done, and he does blink on top here. No stim to snipe off, but stim does finish.
Okay. Does he have... Okay, he does have stim now, so the time where you can really get damage done with the Stalkers is done. As we do see Trap, he lost 3 of them in that fight. So not actually the best move for him here. Byun just really reading that really well.
Yeah, a little bit of luck as well, because of course Trap didn't really get to see when the stim was about to finish, but looks like Byun, of course. Yeah, Stalkers against stim bio is just like a big no-no, unless you have like overwhelming amount. But generally, they're not. You need some buffer like charge lot or maybe some Archons in the front or something. But ooh, actually catches Byun army off of position. And one of the great things about Blink Stalker is they're very mobile, so you can really kind of abuse the speed there. And actually forces the recall there.
That's going to be an expensive one. He does get 4 workers, but certainly not worth 4 Stalkers. The Oracle as well under fire. But it will be able to get away. Charge is done, but Trap is stuck on Gateway Tech for right now. We don't have any transition. We don't have any upgrades. He's going to get the Templar Archives out, but at what time is that going to be done? It's like 90% of the fight is going to be over by the time it finishes.
Yeah, it looks like Byun is going to go ahead, stim in the front, and actually nice force field there. Does split up some of the army, but I don't think Trap has enough to defend here. It looks like.
Yeah, force field energy runs out. The Stalkers doing what they can, just trying to get him running in circles so he doesn't focus on one location. At the end of the day, it's just too much. Micro Jackson succeeds. GG Byun.